Welcome to another episode of Kookievision. In this video, I'm going to be making some white valentines with roses. So I'm starting out with a plain heart-shaped sugar cookie, and I'm piping out the outline with a number 2 tip and a piping consistency white royal icing in a piping bag. And I'm going to be filling it in with a flooding consistency white from a squeeze bottle. I am using a squeeze bottle with a number 4 tip, I do believe, but you can just use a regular squeeze bottle. This is just what I had on hand. Next, I'll use my scribe tool to even everything out and get rid of any air bubbles. So for the roses, we're going to do a wet on wet technique, which basically means we're going to be using some flooding consistency on the rest of our flooding consistency in the background while it's still wet to achieve a nice level surface. So I've got some pink flooding consistency, and I just piped a bunch of circles all over the white heart. And then I have some red here, some red flooding consistency, and I'm just dabbing little dots in the middle of these pink spots. And I'm going to use my scribe tool to basically swirl these spots, so you'll get little swirls of red in amongst the pink, maybe a little bit of white from the outside as well. And this is going to be creating our rose shape. And you can see it looks very complicated when you look at pictures of this pattern, but it's actually a very simple concept. It's just basically pink and red that are swirled together to create rose shapes. And you can do as many rose shapes as you want. You can make them bigger or smaller. You can make more of them, less of them. And I've got some flooding consistency green here as well in a squeeze bottle. I'm just piping little dots, 1 dot on each side of the rose, so each rose gets 2 dots, and these are going to be the leaves. So I'll just use my scribe tool, and beginning at the outside of the rose, I pull outwards to create a point on the spots. So you get these nice kind of heart-shaped leaves. And you could definitely leave it at that, just leave it the way it is. I've got some pink flooding consistency here again. I'm just piping in some little dots to fill in some of the negative space. And these dots will also basically become level with the surface once it's completely dry. And I've let this heart dry overnight because I am going to add sprinkles, and I do need to apply some pressure to the heart for that. So you want to make sure that their background is nice and dry. I've got a number 3 tip with a white piping consistency royal icing, and I just re-outline the heart. And I'm dipping it into some sparkling coarse sugar. It gives it this nice border. And you can see how that looks, a nice sugar crusted border. This pattern would also look really nice on some like teacup designs or tea pot designs. It's very tea inspired porcelain look. I've got some white flooding consistency again with a number 2 tip, and I just piped on a little bit of a bow, and I used a sugar pearl to put in the middle and set it all off. And there we go, these are the finished hearts. And I made these hearts for Valentine's Day, but they would be great for weddings, Mother's Day, any tea-inspired events. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like me on Facebook and on Instagram. Bye!